Hello common people, this is Common Guy Reviews and I'm your lovely host, Pepsi. This Halloween has been a really fun time to me right now. We have been doing all kinds of stuff. I made this pumpkin pie, which turned out to be really good. Well, the base to the pie was a little bit tough because I don't really know how to make that butter dough or whatever it's called. Also, we carved our first pumpkin. Here in Finland we don't actually do that so often. It's not like in what we do, but in this Halloween we just took and bite a big old pumpkin and then we carved it up, and goddamn, it turned out really nice, as you can see in the picture. Movie-wise, we went back to the older roots. We watched 2 movies on the row, so that was just enough movies for us. We just took a couple drinks and we had a good time. We watched a couple movies and then the night was there. Of course, we ate a lot of food and were stuffed like heck, but you know, it's the Halloween, so it's allowed. First movie we watched was Nightmare on Elm Street #1, the one and original version of the movie. And I have to say that now that in the little short span I have watched many movies that was the old movies. Like I watched all the Hellraisers. I bought the box where the Hellraisers to 1 to 3 were, and I watched them all. And I have to say that I noticed something different in those movies compared to the movies on this day. In the Hellraiser 1 and Nightmare on Elm Street 1, they don't introduce you to the characters like the bad guys or the good guys. Everything sorta just starts to happening. Like that girl Tina in the first Nightmare on Elm Street, the movie just starts her having a nightmare where Freddy just comes around and fucks everything up. And that's it. There's no introduction to Freddy, there's nothing, it just starts. And when the movie goes on, then there is like these really good things where they tell who Freddy is and what he did and what the parents did. They burned Freddy in the boiler room where he used to murder kids. So yeah, and that was a great movie, I say. It is classic, and I like classic movies, of course. Those do the things different, and it's not all the computer generated things, so you have to appreciate the art and the craftsmanship that was put on the movies when all the effects and the practical effects and stuff were just handmade. Nothing was made by the computer. Nothing was just green screened and put there. So yeah, that was good. That was a really excellent movie. And the other movie we watched, then I really like to talk about practical effects on this movie. We watched the original Frankenstein. Oh my god, that movie is such a classic piece. And it's still really, really good. I mean, we watched it and we really like to emphasize, goddamn, 1931 or 1932 is when this movie was made, and everything was just going so smoothly. And everything like the background on the night, it was clearly some kind of big cloth or screen that was put before the movie was actually shoot on that place. It seems like you would take a camera and you actually would film a group of actors on the stage acting. That's the feeling I got from there. The sound quality and everything were surprisingly good and effective even in those times. And in practical effects they did some kind of explosions and some clattering, and in the end of the movie they burned the windmill, so we had just admired how did they do that. Did they actually burn a whole windmill down, or was it like this tiny windmill that was shoot on an angle that it would look big? Because I remember that in those times, early 1900s, there were these people who were starting with the movies in general, and they were the pioneers of the practical effects. I remember this one guy whose name I don't remember, but I remember him being a Frenchman, and he actually was really genius in those effects. He used all kinds of angles and stuff when he filmed his movies, and it made movies look really good. And in those times, all his techniques were unheard of, so he was truly a pioneer and genius on that part. But yeah, you really like that story in the Frankenstein. All that mad scientist wanted to complete his dream of creating a new life, and then he just getting all those corpses from whenever he could, and then stitching them together. But sadly, his goofy assistant just steals a brains of a criminal and just put them on this monster. And the Frankenstein's monsters were born, and he was just coming and fucking strangling everybody. Strength of them 10 men, that's what they say. And of course all that leads to a tragic end, where Frankenstein throws the Dr. Frankenstein off the windmill's balcony, and then they burn the whole windmill down, and Frankenstein with it. It was really satisfying, and I really like to watch that old movie. There were a couple old movies I would like to watch if I could. Like one would be like that Elephant Man, which I have seen some scenes in YouTube. I would like to watch that. I have watched like Eraserhead and stuff, so those don't really count. Is Eraserhead even an old movie? I think it's just an artistic piece of movie, and I don't know. But yeah, my Halloween went really smoothly. This year I didn't want to make any Halloween list and what you should watch and stuff. I just want to tell you about my Halloween and what I did with it. Yeah, that's about it. I hope you had a blast in Halloween. I hope you had a jolly good time. I hope you carved those pumpkins, and I hope that you enjoyed yourself and watched a good horror movies. There was actually chance for us to go to the late night movies, with a couple of horror movies were going on, but those were so late that we thought that no, that if we go to the city and go to the movies and then just watch the movie and come back, it's already like 1 a.m. when we go get home, so that's the night. So we decided to just take it a home movie night, and I don't regret it because the two movies we watched were really good. But yeah, thank you for watching this video, guys. Thank you for listening to what I did on my Halloween. I'll see you on the next time, maybe on some review about some movie. Goodbye.